What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Captain Price with Captain Price Reacts, and today we gon' be watching I'm a Genius, Ask Me Anything by Jubilee. This is a Ask Me Anything, so we basically, it's probably nothing. You know how usually on the Jubilee video I give an expectation, all that other stuff. But you know, when it's Ask Me Anything, I'm also into it and find out what some stuff that I might not know and stuff I do know.
I'm wet.
You wet?
No, I want bread.
You want bread? You want some more of them sticks?
Huh?
Give me a second. Give me a second. But let's go ahead. Oh yeah. If you're new to the channel, go ahead, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Hey, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And let's get into this video.
Tanmay Bakshi.
How old are you?
I'm 19 years old. I just turned 19 a couple days ago.
How can you be called a genius so early?
I personally don't really like to use that word.
What are some of your biggest accomplishments?
When I was 9, I had my first iOS app published to the App Store called T-Tables to, help kids learn their times tables. I found this documentary of IBM Watson. Not sure if you've heard of Watson playing Jeopardy. So I started messing around with the different IBM Watson AI services because they made those public on their cloud. And I actually found a bug in one of their services back when I was 11.
That's so funny.
I've authored 4 books on the world of technology. That's something I love to do. Working on applications all the way from analyzing your brainwaves to give people the ability to communicate artificially to working with McDonald's at IBM right now, using machine learning to take your orders in a drive-thru.
No wonder you're called a genius.
I was thinking back of what I was doing at those ages. I was like, yeah. I was watching That's So Raven at 12.
Oh my goodness, I have so many questions.
At 12 years old, if some of y'all are 12 and who are around my age or older, when y'all was 12 years old, right? Just answer. What was you all watching on television? Was y'all watching the education shows? What was you all watching? Me in general, when I was 12 years old, I was watching anime. So yeah.
Ever feel like you were already different than other kids, or did people tell you you were different?
I remember back when I was a kid and I would go to my friend's house and I'd be like, what's a fun activity? We should try writing some code. I should teach you how to code. And so it took me a while to realize that that's not something that people are generally as interested in as I am.
I think I did web in high school and coding. Oh my goodness. I was so frustrated with all the carrots. It's like JavaScript and no bueno.
A long time ago, I took coding classes, but I guess I just dropped out because it was really boring.
And how old are you, Chelsea?
I'm 11 years old. Not to be called a genius. Too young.
How do you personally define intelligence, and do you think that it can truly be quantified?
Intelligence is really hard, if not basically impossible, to quantify into one metric. Take IQ scores as an example. They are still used as this way of making people feel inferior or superior in a way that really doesn't matter.
I work in a Title I low-income school, and it never paints the full picture of what these kids are capable of, because it doesn't take into account did they get breakfast that day? So I really appreciate your acknowledgement of the fact that a lot of these metrics that we use can have a lot of negative consequences.
Absolutely.
Do you think your childhood was taken away from you?
I feel like I've been given so much more that so many other people don't get to have. Talking to any one of my other friends, it's all of them, say that, they would love to be in the position that I'm in, to be totally honest. And that whole thing is something I don't regret. And as a matter of fact, what I got in return is so much more. I remember this one trip that I had. I traveled to 5 different continents, from Toronto, which is where I live, to Germany, to India, to the Bahamas, to Australia, and back in a week. And I got to see different students at different schools in all these different places, and I got to interact with them, and I got to
hold on. He did all that in 1 week? We not gonna ride past that and act like he did not go to all them places in 1 week. That means basically you didn't even spend that many hours in that one country and had the road. Oh, time for me to go. Damn, bro.
And all these experiences are something that I just would never trade for anything else.
This might be kind of an awkward question. So, brace yourself. What's dating like for you?
I wouldn't know. Unfortunately, that's not something I've really done yet. It's not something I've, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, had the time for. So I guess we'll find out in a couple of years. Maybe we'll have an update.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful night.
Thank you. You too. Oh, and also, yeah, if you want to, 1 second. If you ever wanted to connect at some point.
As a youth or whatever, do you party and stuff?
He don't date. He just fuck. You know, the concepts of dating.
My friends have tried to get me to do. It's something that I have the opportunity to do. It's not something that I enjoy very much. A couple of days ago when I turned 19, my friends threw me like a surprise birthday party, which was really fun. They got me a cake, and on the cake, they had "Happy Birthday" written out, but printed in rust code. And so...
What is the most, like, annoying misconception?
You know, if you're a genius, you know what that means? He ain't tell you on no dead baby. You already know how to get in there. Dating? What is a dating? I know how to break the code. They get in them pants. Like, he talk about dating. Yeah, he gonna talk to you right. He's a genius. Bruh, it's a movie. I don't know. Some of y'all might be young. Some of y'all might not. It's a movie called Revenge of the Nerds. I see it's your glove, baby. It's a movie. It's a movie called Revenge of the Nerds, and they were speaking facts, right? Revenge of the Nerds. Nerds and geniuses and stuff, they know how to get it down. No cap. Well, Belle, go watch your show. Go watch your show, baby.
About being a, like, child genius.
They assume that I don't do anything like quote unquote for fun, or like I lack like social interaction, or like I don't have friends because of it. I didn't really regret missing out on whatever I did miss out on to begin with.
Well, what do you like to do for fun outside of your job?
It's too much social media for him to not have no type of mediational fun. I said mediational. Any interactions with people. It's no way. He can make it. We live in 2022. He has the way that he can't be if you don't want to, you want to be an introvert, it's on you now these days. I don't care who you are. You can find friends across the whole world now.
You know, I say I love to code. I do it as a recreational activity. And suddenly people are like, sure, but what do you do for fun? You know, I love movies and TV shows. I mean, so I remember traditionally, SpongeBob is still my favorite TV show, realistically.
That's so awesome.
Do you think that robots will take over?
Definitely not. Robots are not taking over the world. That is one of the misconceptions I love to address. You know, today, good, yeah.
Why did he just
I don't blame anybody for having those misconceptions.
Do you think you have strict parents?
No, because if you look at the things they've let me do, like, it's incredibly unconventional. My entire family is so supportive of the stuff that I do.
Parental support is so important.
We'll trust you enough. We'll put in the effort to let you be homeschooled. And then when I wanted to start, like, working at IBM, they're like, you know, sure, you know, maybe don't go to university because, you know, so many of my mentors were like, you wouldn't really gain much from it. And, you know, now it's really fascinating because I'm like a professor at the University of Winnipeg and at a university in Tokyo.
Like
I teach like artificial
He
intelligence
lost.
and machine
AC dude face. He lost. He like, what?
Oh, college is overrated.
Do you always assume that you're the smartest person in the room?
Definitely not. I actually currently also work at IBM, and a lot of the time I'll be in meetings with people who have been working on products for decades.
I think it's honestly like probably good that you don't.
Do people question your intelligence because you're so young?
There are going to be some people that at first are like, wait, what? Why are we hiring a 17-year-old? Like, I remember some folks that had worked with me before were sort of fighting for the whole, you know, no, he does know what he's talking about, right? He does have that expertise.
Do you think that your label as like a genius means that you contribute more to society?
I think we all contribute in different ways. It depends on your definition of an impact or what value really is to you.
Please teach me how to code.
Honestly, absolutely. I help my friends out all the time. So honestly, I'm happy to do so. Feel free to reach out to me.
That teacher I had last time did not work for me.
Since you started working so young, you could retire really young, potentially. Is this something you look forward to?
And this is actually a question that one of my friends asked me a little while ago. She said, I'm pretty sure if we gave you two options, it's either you continue doing what you normally do for a month, or you get to go on like a really fun vacation, but there's no tech at all for that month. You'd probably just keep doing what you do. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm still gonna keep doing the stuff that I love to do because it's honestly really fun for me. I want to keep doing it.
Are there any other like facets of your existence you feel don't get as much attention?
One personality trait that I have that maybe people don't realize, and that I think that's what leads to quite a few of the questions that they ask me, is the fact that I'm naturally just a really curious person, right? Like, if I am given a topic on pretty much anything, I love delving deep into it, regardless of what it's about. And same thing with tech. And because I'm also so passionate about it, along with that natural curiosity, I end up, you know, gaining a lot of experience doing it.
Are you set for life financially because you started working so young in tech?
you can kind of tell which software developers are in the field just for money, but anyway, that's a different thing. I've never done the work that I do for the money. The vast majority of my apps are free. Almost all the code that I write is open source, except for obviously like proprietary stuff for a company like at IBM. And so I've always done it with the goal and the ambition of helping other people as much as I can. Some people say that Google is paying me somewhere between a couple thousand to a couple $1,000,000 a month. Some people say that I'm already worth, like, I think I saw the largest estimate was like $230-something million. I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. All I can say is that they're definitely not accurate. Google does not pay me. I do not work for them.
Do you think that your work will be world-changing?
You can change the world just by having an impact on a few people. More specifically, actually, one of my goals is to reach out to and help at least 100,000 aspiring beginners, really help them learn how to code, help them innovate with code. And so that definitely is something that I want to work towards. That's what I'm striving for.
I'm very impressed by you, and we should be friends, to be honest. Like,
hey,
hi,
nice to
Josh,
meet you.
nice to meet you. Like,
Not what I had in mind.
What did you have?
Maybe like a tie and then like a tuxedo.
Super funny story. Back in kindergarten, I wanted to use the computer in our class, but my teacher was like, it doesn't work, you can't use it. And so I was like, okay, can I take a look at it? So, everything's a mess. These are like really old computers, tons of cables. I spent a couple minutes and I realized that the power cable wasn't plugged in. My teacher shouts to my mom that, hey, your son, he's gonna be talented with like tech when he's older.
I like that one. Y'all go ahead, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. I said like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.